Right. Sorry that you guys got cut off there. It's just that I'll explain in a second. The reason I had to leave it there almost on a cliffhanger was because the limit for my recording and editing and rendering software is an hour. So I had to stop it there because we essentially hit the limit. So what we will do to lengthen this part, the plan is we will beat Cortex and fall into a hole. Yes, that was obviously part of the plan. We will defeat Cortex here, and then we will go. I'll obviously go through the credits with you guys and talk like I do post credits because I enjoy doing that. And then we will have a quick play on Area 51 before I call it the end to essentially what I want to call the 1.0 version of this run. Because you will probably see more Crash at some point. I have a friend who is quite the Crash Bandicoot enthusiast, and sometime soon, he, like I've said in a previous part actually, he is, or would like to, join me for the day in essentially running through all the stuff that I missed. So this will be the last part for a while, but when he comes down, you will get more Crash. At least that's the plan anyway. So unless anything changes, we'll see. But either way, I do intend to carry this on one time or another at a slightly later date. Yeah, this fight does seem easier, except when I do that. Actually walk into the ray gun. I jinx myself when I do that. You can just hear Uka Uka's evil laugh. It's really quite fantastic. This is probably my favourite Cortex boss fight out of all of them. I didn't mind the 1-in-1. Despite not really playing much of 2, I know what happens in the boss fight in Crash Bandicoot 2. You essentially chase Cortex through a... It's like an almost like a strange asteroid field-like area that's filled with mines. And then you have to spin him. You're wearing a jetpack, I know that. And you have to spin him to defeat him. Oh, I felt bad there the way he called out. He was like, oh, sorry, dude. One last hit. One last hit and we're good. Come on, Cortex. Let's do this. Okay, so the two of them crashing together doesn't do anything. But if you get caught in the blast, it's probably... Damn it. I'm spending so much... Okay, that last bit is a bit tricky. Because you have to go between focusing on the masks and what the masks are doing, and also on Cortex. I do seriously enjoy this, though. And I stood in the middle of the beam created by the two masks. Concentrate. Concentrate. You can do this. Did I get hit by something there? I didn't even notice. I literally, I looked down at the controller for a second, I looked up and I was... Yeah, I must have... Yeah. Unless I just do this, I'll probably make it easier, right? Yeah, it's a reasonably effective method. Got it. I don't know. You know, I said it was easy when we first started this, but it does feel a bit tricky. Just, you know, you've got to really keep your concentration about you. Like, the first cycle, not so much, but every cycle afterwards, you've got to follow what the masks are doing as well. So that does create the added element of challenge. Right, let's see if we can do this. We've got one last hit left. Got him. We got him. Speed shoes. That's going to make the obviously the time trial segments
defeated again. This is not fair. Maybe I should retire to a nice big beach with a nice big drink and a woman with nice big bags of ice for my head.
It's not over, Bandicoot. There are still the Tens. We still have a chance to triumph.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. There you go. It's credit time. I love the credit time talks I have at the end of any games run. I've enjoyed it so far on everything I've done. You know, I didn't notice there, that bit near the end, where Cortex says, a nice big beach, with a nice big drink, and a woman with nice big bags of ice for my head. It's like, yeah, that's... that right there is kind of an inside joke for older people, because you already know for a fact that when Cortex says that, older people's minds are going to go elsewhere, or some of them are at least. Like how you had all the cartoons on like Cartoon Network back in the sort of like later 90s to sort of like early 2000s. You had all the old classics like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Cow and Chicken, the Powerpuff Girls, and they had like two different, you know, elements of humor to them. They had the joke that the jokes that the younger kids would get, and then they had all the another level of humor entirely that obviously the adults or yeah, you know, or their parents would totally pick up on. Yes. We got Toxic Waste's theme playing there. Fantastic. But yeah, always two levels of humor in games like these. Yeah, this is a wonderful remake, and this is my first time finishing Crash 3 Warped, actually. It's my... Oh. It's not my first time going through it, by any means. Actually, you know, playing it. But it's my first time finishing it. and you've witnessed it with me. So there you go. Enjoy it. You've joined me for the ride, and if any of you are still hanging around by the end of this, then thank you, because toys for Bob. And a very special thanks to Naughty Dog, of course, the guys who made this happen. Rob Titus. Additional thanks to Annie. Yeah. But yeah, by the time this part has gone up, I will have finished this Let's Play weeks ago. And probably moved on to other stuff. But yeah, by the time you reach this point, this will have probably been up for a few weeks at least, if not more. And we will totally see if my friend comes over and comes down to join me, and we get a bit more of this game done. Well, in terms of post-game stuff, aka going through the rest of the game and getting the gems and the relics that I missed for the true ending. We'll see about that, but for the most part, I do hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play with me, and if you have, I would really appreciate it if you came back for more in future, or, you know, if you enjoyed it enough, leave a favourite or a comment. And you know what? I'm open to requests in terms of gameplay. If there's something that you would like to see me play next, let me know and I will see what I can do for you. Typically speaking, because of my recording setup, as long as it's something... Well, right now, I don't really have a PC gaming setup. So, as long as it's something that we can essentially find on the console, then I can do that for you. But I would like to get a PC gaming setup. I mean, well, not in terms of, like, you know, just playing PC games, but to be able to record them and put them up here as well. Because yeah, I mainly just console for the most part. But if I could get a setup for it, then I would, by all means. So, we'll see. Oh, this is quite the long set of credits. I mean, one thing I would love to do, if I had the old school recording equipment required for it, would be to do a run through of the Wrath of Cortex, because I enjoyed it. I know it was kind of hit and miss with a few people. Some were quite lukewarm, but I thought it was pretty decent, and I enjoyed it. So, I mean, I have a couple of friends that don't mind it, and I know a couple of people who also love it. So I know people on both ends of the spectrum. Some that were like, yeah, it's okay, and others that were like, no, I really like this. I've never really known anybody in terms of Wrath of Cortex that was like, I don't like this, it was not very good. But there might be some out there, who knows? We shall see. Wow, well, a lot of work went into this, you know. Special thanks to all these people in the credits for all their, you know, hard work. Debbie Derryberry, what a nice name. Bobby Kotick. There he is. And of course, Bobby Kotick is in there. Oh, that reminds me of an episode of the Jimquisition. I wonder why. Yes. Technical requirements group. QR manager, project lead, associate project leads, testers. Wow, yes, a lot of people really did put their hard work into this, and thank you very much. As somebody that greatly enjoyed the original Crash Bandicoot, and, well, it was weird. I played Crash Bandicoot 3 first, and then I went backwards. It's weird. I didn't really play a lot of 2. I've only played 2 once or twice, like I've said before. But I played Crash Bandicoot 3, then I went back and played 1. So I really did enjoy the originals. These really are some quite legendary credits, you know. They make the credits from Time Trial Developer Best Times. You know, I am so... Who in the world did Road to Nowhere in 51 seconds? Sorry, that made me kind of mad. I do apologise. Somebody did Orient Express in 12. That's awesome. Let me find Midnight Run. Midnight Run was done in 14. Yes. No bandicoots were harmed in the creation of this game. No, but I feel terrible because for every pit we fell down, there was definitely a Crash injured in the making or in the playing of this game. So, there you have it. That's the end of my initial run of Crash Bandicoot 3 for the Insane Trilogy. Like I said, if you want more, please feel free to comment, leave a favourite, whatever you would like, and I will make more, or if there's something you want, let me know and I will give it a try. Alrighty. Let's go and give Area 51 a try before I call it an end to things, shall we? This is going to be... I'm sure 29 is... Yeah, that's the way into Future Frenzy. Rings of Power. So how do we get that second gem in Gonzo? That's making me wonder. How do you get... Anyway, yeah, let's give Area 51 a try. Not that I'm... No way. Just the level is titled like it's a question. Area 51? Let's just try it. No time trial. Let's just try it. Ah, damn it. It's not fair, is it? I'd say oncoming traffic is much easier to dodge than... Great, pits. I'd say the oncoming traffic is much easier to dodge than the traffic that's going from left to right. The biggest problem is going to be pits in this game because you're not going to see them coming. The sound effects attached to those UFOs is amazing. Right, there's the guy in 4th. I think the only warning you're going to get for pits is the like little barricades in front of them. Okay, we've got 4th. That's alright. That's passable. It's passable. Well, it's not going to get us the... It's not going to get us the gem for winning the level, but considering this is the first time I've played Area 51 like this, then I'm content at least, you know? I played Area 51 in the original. I did get the gem, though it took me a while, because obviously you get a gem for winning the race, and a gem for getting all of the... Oh dear. Nope, Yep, that was going to get us whatever. Sharp turns. Well, we made third and got most of the boxes. We'll have one last try before I call it an end to this segment of the playthrough. You will notice a bit of editing here and there in this part, because I did a few bits and pieces in different orders. Damn it. I finished the fight against Cortex, and then went to take a break, and then came back and essentially did this afterwards. So I had to edit things a bit here and there. Good, we have a feel for it now. That's one way of doing things. Keep an eye open for those crash barriers. They're the only indication there's a hole ahead of us. The sound that the UFOs make is somewhat pleasing, I must admit. Okay, we got fourth. This isn't as hard as I remember it being. And not only that, it's not as... You're not in perpetual blackness like you are in the original. Like, it's dark, but it's still dark to the point where it's... You can still see reasonably far ahead of you. Yeah, reasonably far ahead. Like, we've not... There's no way we've made first place on this, but we've done reasonably well. Sharp turns again. Oh no, we've got it. We've got it. Damn, we did it. Okay, they've made that easier. It feels way easier. Out of all the racing levels. I'd say that's actually... I'm stunned. I'm lost for words. We actually did it. And with that, I would like to officially call an end to this part. And at least this run of Crash Bandicoot for now, you know? I'm still stunned that we did that. Wow. They've made that easier. They have made that way easier. That wasn't even hard. When you get the pattern down, it's not even a challenge. In fact, it's probably easier than Orange Asphalt. So in terms of difficulty for the racing levels, I'd say, at least for me, well, from what you saw there, I'd say Hog Ride's the easiest, then probably going to have to be probably put Area 51 next. Then it's Orange Asphalt. And then Road Crash is the hardest. What Road Crash is doing in that third warp room, I'll never know. Anyway. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me. If you want to see more, then feel free to like and subscribe, and there might be more Crash in future. Feel free to, you know, I'm always open for requests, so let me know if there's anything you'd like to see, and providing it's on the console, we may well do it. Thanks again, guys, and see you again. Take care.